Surviving the war was easier than my wife kissing another man at a party. Now she is kneeling at my door with tears in her eyes. Be me, 33-year-old, military veteran. Have a wife named Emma. She's always been the type to turn heads. You know the type. Walks into a room and everyone stares. But she never wanted attention before, at least not until recently. First noticed something was off about 3 months ago. She started dressing differently, wearing heels just to run errands, full makeup just to get groceries. Would ask her where she's going. She'd just smile and say, "Nowhere special." Then head out the door like it's nothing. Try to ignore the red flags. Tell myself I'm being paranoid, especially with everything else going on. Been dealing with nightmares since coming back from my last tour. Anxiety hitting hard most days. Keep thinking, maybe I'm seeing things that aren't there. Maybe I'm overanalyzing everything. She's definitely more distant lately. But marriage is supposed to be hard sometimes. That's what everyone says, right? One night changes everything. She tells me she's going to some work party. Something in her voice sounds different. There's this sharp edge I've never heard before. She looks at me like I'm some kind of burden. I just need a night off from all this, she says. Waves her hand in my direction like I'm the problem. Don't even have the energy to argue anymore. Not the first time she's gone out without me lately. Have this sinking feeling it won't be the last. Let her go anyway. Something inside me snaps that night. Sit on our leather couch staring at my phone, waiting for her to text or call. But of course she doesn't. Watch the clock hit midnight, then 2 a.m. Still nothing. Can't take the silence anymore. Grab my black leather jacket and head out. Jump into my Toyota without a real plan. Just driving through empty streets at first. Trying to clear my head somehow. Find myself heading to the address she gave me. The place where this party supposedly is. Don't even know what I'm hoping to find. Maybe just need some proof. Something to confirm or deny this feeling in my gut. Been eating at me for weeks now. Park my car 2 blocks away. Walk down the quiet residential street. See rows of cars lined up everywhere. Can hear the bass from the house party. Stand there in the shadows for a minute, debating with myself like an idiot. Am I really doing this? Really about to spy on my own wife? Then fate decides to punch me in the throat. See Emma in the driveway? She's standing way too close to some guy. Never seen him before. Her hand is on his chest, his hand around her waist. They're laughing together. My blood turns to ice. Heart feels like it's going to explode. Want to charge over there? Want to cause a scene? Something stops me. Maybe it's shock. Maybe it's fear. Just stand there frozen, hidden in the darkness, watching them, watching her. Then it happens. They kiss. Not some innocent peck between friends. It's long and slow, intimate. Like they've done this before. Like they know exactly what they're doing. That's when I know. Everything becomes crystal clear. Turn around and walk away. Don't need to see anything else. Don't bother sticking around for what comes next. There's no point anymore. Head back to my car. Decide to ghost her. Let her wonder where I am for once. Drive home is completely blurred. Don't remember the streets. Don't remember the red lights I probably ran. Mine keeps replaying one image. Emma wrapped around that guy. Scene burned into my brain like a bad tattoo. Not just angry anymore. Feel completely numb. Get home and do something I know will make her panic. Turn her phone notifications off completely. No messages. No calls. Nothing. Lock all the doors. Close every curtain in the house. Shut the whole world out. Don't care what she'll think when she can't reach me. Maybe she'll wonder if I'm okay. Maybe she won't. Either way, I don't want to be found. Pass out on the couch eventually. More from exhaustion than anything else. Wake up to mid-morning light streaming through the blinds. Check my phone. About 100 notifications waiting for me. All from her. Missed calls. Endless texts. Don't even bother reading them. Can imagine the excuses already. Probably saying she's sorry, or that it didn't mean anything. Yeah, right. Around noon, the doorbell starts ringing. Don't answer. Then comes the pounding. Someone's hitting the door so hard the windows shake. Stand there watching from across the living room. Hands clenched into fists. Finally cave in and open up. There's Emma. Full-blown tears streaming down her face. Mascara running everywhere. Looking like some scene from a bad movie. Can we talk? She asks. Her voice cracks like she's the one who's been wronged. Almost makes me laugh. Let her in anyway. Not because I want to hear her excuses. Just want to see how far she'll go with the lies. The second she's inside, waterworks get worse. Throws herself onto the couch. Starts sobbing uncontrollably. Her hands are shaking. I've been calling you all morning. Thought something happened to you. Why didn't you answer? Just stand there, arms crossed. Why didn't you answer me last night? I ask back. Words come out colder than Arctic winter. Watch her flinch. For a second, her crying stops. She looks up at me, eyes wide like a deer caught in headlights. It was just a stupid party. I was with friends, she stammers. Trying to sound convincing, failing miserably. You know how I feel about your PTSD. I needed some space to clear my head. There it is again. Same old excuse. I'm the problem. My PTSD, my anxiety, my issues. But she still hasn't answered the real question. So who was the guy? I ask. Keep my voice quiet. Dangerously calm. She freezes. See that split second of panic in her eyes. Then she looks away. Can't even face me. He's just someone from work, she mutters. It didn't mean anything, I swear. Didn't look that way to me, I say. Take a step closer. You sure it didn't mean anything? Because from where I was standing, it looked like you were pretty into it. Her face goes pale white, opens her mouth to speak. No words come out. She's got no defense this time. Truth is hanging right there between us. For once, she doesn't have an excuse ready. Should feel satisfied right now. Caught her red-handed, but all I feel is emptiness. Just this crushing void. Where my trust in her used to be. Give her one last chance. Wait for her to come clean. Tell me everything. Instead, she doubles down. It was a mistake, she says. Voice gets all small and quiet. Like she's the victim here. I didn't know what I was doing. I was drunk. Cut her off. Shake my head in disgust. Don't! Just don't. You weren't drunk. You weren't confused. You knew exactly what you were doing. Room falls dead silent. She doesn't deny it. Can't deny it. That's when I know for sure. This wasn't a mistake. Wasn't a moment of weakness. It was a choice. She made it willingly. Silence fills the room like poison gas. Emma sits there on the brown leather couch, avoiding my eyes completely, wringing her hands nervously, like she's trying to squeeze out an explanation, one that won't make her look even worse. Can practically hear her brain scrambling, searching for a way out of this mess, looking for some twist of words, trying to make me question what I saw with my own eyes. She finally breaks the silence, voice barely above a whisper. I didn't mean to hurt you. You know that, right? Almost laugh at the nerve. You didn't mean to hurt me? What did you think was going to happen when you kissed him? Fire back immediately. Make my voice sharp as a razor. Done tiptoeing around her feelings. Her eyes suddenly shoot up to meet mine. See a flash of anger there. She doesn't like being cornered. Doesn't like that I'm not playing along with her usual tactics. You don't understand, she snaps. Her tone shifts completely. It wasn't like that. He's just someone who's been there for me lately. Ah, there it is. The shift in blame. Suddenly, it's not just her mistake anymore. It's about her feelings. About what she wasn't getting from me. Classic Emma move. So now it's my fault, huh? Clench my fists at my sides. You couldn't talk to me. But you could talk to him. Get close to him. Do whatever the hell that was I saw last night. My voice keeps rising. Don't even care anymore. She needs to hear the anger in my words. She shakes her head. Tears coming back full force. But this time it feels more like a performance. You've been so distant, Michael. Her voice trembles perfectly. Ever since you came back. It's like you're a different person. I didn't know how to reach you anymore. You shut me out. Just stand there, completely stunned. Can't believe the level of manipulation I'm witnessing. I shut you out, Emma? I was going through hell. And you promised you'd be there for me. You said we'd get through it together. But instead you're out here, sneaking around behind my back, because I'm not giving you enough attention? The guilt trip hits like a freight train, but I'm not letting her twist this story. Feel frustration boiling inside. Keep my voice steady anyway. You could have told me you were struggling. Could have told me you needed more from me, but instead you chose him. You chose to lie, to hide, to cheat. That word cheat hangs in the air, like poison gas filling the room. She flinches when I say it, not going to soften the blow. Not this time. Emma wipes at her face, smearing expensive mascara everywhere. It wasn't cheating, she mutters weakly. Voice shaking like autumn leaves. It wasn't... Then what the hell would you call it? Cut her off immediately. You kissed him. You lied about where you were. You hid things from me. What part of that isn't cheating? She has no answer. Instead goes back to same tired argument. I didn't know how to talk to you anymore. Her voice starts rising. Every time I tried, you shut down. I was trying to be patient. But it's been months, Michael. I've been alone in this marriage for months. I needed someone to listen to me. Someone to what? Snap back. Step closer to her. Someone to make you feel better? Someone to make you feel special? Because I wasn't doing that for you anymore? So that gives you the right to just throw us away? Throw me away? She stands up suddenly, all tears magically gone, replaced by cold defensive anger. I wasn't throwing us away. I was looking for something you stopped giving me. Attention. Love, you've been so wrapped up in your own head that I've had to take care of myself. I needed someone, Michael. Someone to remind me that I'm still worth something. Her words hit like a slap across the face. Everything becomes crystal clear. This isn't just about a kiss. This is about her needing validation. Her wanting someone to tell her she's still attractive, still desirable. While I was drowning in my own mess, feel my blood boiling. But beneath the anger, there's something else. Deep aching sadness. Try to speak. Nothing comes out at first. Too stunned. Too hurt. After long pause, finally find words. And you thought he was the answer? That some guy from work could fill that void? Emma doesn't respond. Just stares at me, arms crossed defensively, like she's bracing for final blow. That's when it really hits me. She's not sorry. Not really. She's sorry she got caught. Sorry things spiraled this far. But she's not sorry for what she did. Not deep down. Take a step back, shake my head slowly. You know what's worse, Emma? You didn't even have the decency to come clean. I had to catch you. And even now, you're still trying to make this about what I didn't do for you. Her face twists up. See her eyes narrow. Like she's finally done playing nice. What do you want me to say, Michael? That I'm a terrible person? Fine, I'm awful. But I'm not the only one who messed up here. You haven't exactly been the perfect husband, you know. There it is. The final blow. She can't take responsibility without dragging me down too. Just stare at her. Don't even recognize the woman standing there anymore. Maybe this isn't the Emma I married. Or maybe it is. Maybe I just never saw it until now. Either way doesn't matter. Something has shattered between us. No, it won't be easy to put back together. If that's even possible anymore, stand there staring at her, mind racing to make sense of it all. The way she's looking at me now, cold. Unyielding, like she's not even trying to hide her true self anymore. Emma isn't sorry. Not really. The tears, the excuses, the shifting blame. It was all a show. Now that the performance is over, left with truth staring me dead in the face. I gave you everything I had. My voice barely above whisper. I came back from hell. And I tried to be the man you needed. But you didn't want that. You wanted an escape? And now you're standing here blaming me for it. She rolls her eyes, crosses her arms over chest. I'm not blaming you for everything. But let's be real, Michael. You haven't exactly been present these last few months. You're here physically, but emotionally? You checked out a long time ago. And I'm not a mind reader? I needed you to be there for me too. Feel rage building again, hot and sharp like broken glass. So that's your excuse? That I was too distant? So you ran into someone else's arms? You think that justifies what you did? She just shrugs, like we're arguing about unwashed dishes or forgotten trash. I didn't plan for it to happen, okay? I didn't go out looking for him. It just happened. I needed to feel something. I needed to feel like myself again. Those words hit harder than any physical blow. I needed to feel like myself again. Like I'd taken something from her? Like my struggles, my pain, my PTSD had somehow stolen her identity. Now she's grasping at anything, trying to pull herself back. You needed something. Repeat her words, voice colder than winter. Well, congratulations. You got it. Now what? Emma doesn't answer right away. For first time, she looks uncertain. Like she's not sure how far to push this. Her gaze drops to floor, then back to me. Can see cracks forming in her tough act. I don't know, she says quietly. I don't know what happens next. Let out bitter laugh. You don't know? You kissed another man. You lied to me for God knows how long. And now you're standing there, acting like this is some kind of gray area. What's not clear about it, Emma? You cheated. Her face flushes with anger, shoots back immediately. It wasn't like I slept with him, Michael. Don't make it sound worse than it is. That was it. That was the moment. Realize she's never going to own up. Not really. Still trying to minimize everything. Still trying to convince me, maybe even herself, that what she did wasn't that bad. Because it wasn't physical. Because it was just a kiss. Somehow that made it less of a betrayal. Take a deep breath. Feel weight of everything sinking in. It doesn't matter if you slept with him or not. You still crossed a line. You broke something between us. And I don't know if we can ever fix it. Emma blinks. Her tough exterior finally cracking. Can see fear in her eyes now. Like she's finally realizing how deep the damage goes. Michael, we can fix this. Her voice gets soft suddenly. We can go to therapy. We can talk about this. Work through it. I made a mistake. But we've been through worse, haven't we? Slowly shake my head. No, Emma. We haven't been through worse. I have. And you weren't there for me. You ran. You found someone else to fill that void. And now you want to act like... I swear. Work through it. We didn't, I mean, her face twists up. Can see frustration boiling over again. I didn't find someone else, Michael. That's what she thought I'd believe. He was just there for me when you weren't. But hold it down. You need to stay in control. Let her twist herself into trying to cover her tracks. Talking, I repeat. Throw her words right back, my voice cold. I didn't find someone. You chose to keep me in the dark. You didn't actually do anything? Emma stands there speechless, her eyes wide. You found someone else to silence stretches between us. It was just emotional. I never meant for it to go that far, but can't tell if it's regret. You were always busy, and I just don't care anymore. Almost want to laugh again. Hollowed out? Fight is gone from me. Just want to be anywhere but here. Turn my back to her. What? In the moment. We're not done. Breaking the silence. Emma follows behind. It's David. But can't tell if the PI who had helped me get through. We can fix this. We hadn't spoken much since I'd confronted her. You're just hurt. Just an hour ago. But I'm not swayed. Not by the tears. You won't believe what I found out today. Call me when you can. Raise an eyebrow. But can't tell if it's regret. I need you to sit. My voice cold and controlled. The affair was exposed, but eventually sits back down. The divorce was underway. For a moment, looks like she'll argue again. Curiosity gets the best of me. Watch her reaction closely. Her head snaps up. You're right, she whispers. Or my soon-to-be ex. Hey, David answers. Glad you called back. First real admission I've heard all night. Leaning back in my chair. The weight of my words hits. There's a pause on the other end. As she tries to form a response, it's too late. Something inside me snapped. The moment I saw her with that guy. You see? I continue. But something didn't sit right. My heart starts to race. What do you mean? I need some time, I say. Voice calmer now. You thought you could live. I need to think about what I'm going to do next. Because right now, I don't even know if I can look at you without seeing what you did. What do you mean? Michael had more affairs? What did you say to her? She asks, her voice barely a whisper. Turns out she's been for a lot longer than you thought. Walk past her. Every little detail. Emails. Texts going back. My stomach drops. Thought I'd hit the bottom of it, but here it was. Without seeing what you did, another layer. Another secret she'd kept years. She wasn't too happy to find. And for how long? Weight of everything still pressing on my chest. The desperation growing. I didn't have solid proof. I didn't want to bring it to you. Mind trapped in endless loop of what-ifs. But now I've got everything. What if I'd seen the signs earlier? Letting the news sink in. It's like being punched in the gut all over. But truth keeps staring me in the face. Numb almost. Emma crossed a line. Send me what you have. She shattered everything we built. David agrees. You did this. With emails and screenshots. Like I somehow pushed her into someone else's arms. Just stare at the phone in my hand. Leave engine running. Just sit there staring at nothing. Everything feels surreal. Like this can't possibly be my life. How did things fall apart so fast? I didn't need explanations anymore. I was free. That night I delete all. There it is again. Just don't need them. To hold on to this part of my life. I had my answers. But more than that. Everything feels surreal. You didn't feel loved. So you went out and as I sit there, watching the last bit of sunlight, close my eyes. Try to think what to do next. It isn't just hope. You were always so can't even think that far ahead. I didn't know what to do. I had survived the storm. Come out the other side. And now? Now it was time to rebuild. Time to live for myself. Her voice shaking with emotion. And for the first time in a long think it's Emma again, probably trying to reel me back in, with more half-truths and apologies. Check the screen. Unknown number. Think it's spam at first. Take a deep breath. I had survived the storm. Let the silence fill the room. Message reads, Hey man, you don't know me. My voice is calm. It's about Emma. You think I'm just going to heart pounding in my chest. We've all had rough patches. Every couple does. But what you did? Somebody knows something about Emma. More than I do apparently. Without thinking, text back. Fingers shaking while typing. Who is this? But she stays quiet. My voice. We work together. I don't want to get involved in your business, but I thought you should know what's really going on. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't run into the arms and lean in. Then just what I saw at party. You had a choice. Emma wrapped up in that guy's arms. We could have worked through whatever, like they'd done it 100 times before. Don't stand there and tell me before I can ask. And now you're going to face she's been seeing him for months. It didn't start at the party. That was just the first time you caught her. There's a lot more. Feel like someone just knocked all air from my lungs. Read message over and over. Words blur together. Try to process what I'm seeing. Months. Not days, not weeks. Months. She's been lying to me that long. Want to throw my phone out window, smash it into million pieces. But I can't. Need to know more. Need the whole truth. No matter how much it rips me apart. Hands trembling as I type. Tell me everything. Guy doesn't hesitate. Messages come rapid fire, one after another. With each one, floor beneath me seems to crack even more. She's been talking to him since before Thanksgiving. At first it was just lunches, then drinks after work. Got more serious when you started pulling away. Because of your PTSD, she told him you two weren't close anymore. That you were having problems. Every word feels like punch to gut. Can picture it all now. Emma pouring her heart out to this guy. Telling him how hard things are at home. How she's not getting attention she craves. And him. Must have been waiting for his chance. Listening. Comforting her. Inching his way into her life. Into her heart. Until it was more than just friendship. Next text shatters whatever was left of my composure. They've hooked up a few times? I don't know where or when. But I'm sure it wasn't just kissing. I've seen them leave work together late at night. Thought you should know. My entire world collapses. Chest tightens up. Can barely breathe. Throw phone onto passenger seat. Slam fists against steering wheel. Over and over. Until knuckles are raw. It wasn't just a kiss. It wasn't just emotional. She's been with him physically. Intimately. Behind my back for months. How many lies has she told me? How many times have I looked her in eyes? Completely oblivious. While she was sneaking around with him. How many moments did I miss the signs? Because I was too wrapped up in my own pain to see hers. Lean forward. Press forehead against steering wheel. Try to hold back tidal wave of emotions. Threatening to drown me. Not just angry anymore. Not just betrayed. Feel something deeper. This gnawing, soul-crushing grief for the man I used to be. The man who trusted his wife. Who believed in her. Who thought they could make it through anything. That man is dead now. Sit there gasping for air. Realize something cold and terrifying. Emma isn't coming clean because she wants to save us. She's coming clean because she has no choice. She got caught. Now she's scrambling to cover her tracks. Trying to make her betrayal seem smaller than it really is. But it's deeper. So much deeper. Don't want to hear another word from that guy? Don't need another piece of truth? To break what little I have left inside. Turn off my phone. Throw it in glove compartment. Don't need any more answers. Have everything I need to know. Emma betrayed me in every way possible. There's no fixing this. No, we can work through this. No, let's go to therapy. She burned it all to the ground. Now I have to decide. Stand in the ashes or walk away for good. Drive back home. Not because I want to. Because there's nowhere else to go. Weight of truth sits heavy in my chest. Makes it hard to even breathe. Not angry anymore. Past that now. All that's left is numbness. Like my whole life has been gutted. Just walking through the motions. Pull into driveway. House looks exactly the same. Nothing has changed, but everything feels different. Sit in car for long time. Staring at front door. No Emma's on other side. Probably waiting for me. Rehearsing more lies. Or crying over what she's done. Almost makes me laugh. The absurdity of it all. How can she be the one crying when I'm the one who's been destroyed? Walk up to door. Unlock it. Step inside. House is dead silent. Eerily so. No TV on. No music playing. Just stillness that comes after storm. Then I see her. Emma's sitting on edge of couch. Eyes red and swollen from crying. She jumps up moment I walk in. Face mix of relief and anxiety. Like she's not sure if I'll scream or walk back out. Michael, she starts. Voice weak and apologetic. Hold up my hand. Don't want to hear whatever excuse. She's rehearsed while I was gone. Don't care anymore. Don't, I say. Voice flat as pavement. I don't want to hear it. She freezes. Mouth half open. For moments see something flicker in her eyes. Fear maybe, or regret, but it doesn't matter now. Whatever she feels, whatever remorse she might have, it's too little. Too late. Walk past her into living room. Drop my keys on table. Clatter of metal on wood. Sounds like gunshot in quiet house. She stands there watching. Arms crossed tight over chest, like she's holding herself together. Where did you go? She asks. Voice barely above whisper. Don't answer right away. Can feel tension building between us. This invisible wall, growing higher with every second. She doesn't even know. Doesn't know about man who texted me. About months of lies. About physical betrayal. It's all like some sick joke. Like I'm last person to know. About my own marriage? Doesn't matter, I finally say. Tone cold and distant. I know everything now. Her face goes pale white. What do you mean? Turn to face her. Lock eyes with her. I know about him. I know about the months of lying. The sneaking around. The fact that this didn't just start at that party? It's been going on for a while, hasn't it? Her mouth opens, then closes, like she can't figure out what to say. She's caught completely exposed, and she knows it. I never wanted to hurt you, Michael. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know. Stop! I cut her off. Step closer. Keep voice dangerously calm. You could have stopped at any time. You chose not to. You chose to keep lying to me. To keep betraying me, even when you knew I was struggling. You watched me fall apart. And instead of helping me, you ran to him. Her lip trembles. Fresh tears start spilling down cheeks. But I feel nothing. Sight of her crying. Same woman I used to love more than anything. Now feels like cruel, pathetic display. It wasn't like that, she pleads. It wasn't serious with him. I was lost, Michael. I didn't know how to handle everything. I didn't know how to handle you. Let out bitter laugh, shake my head in disgust. So this is my fault now? I wasn't easy to handle. So you thought best option was to sleep with some guy from work? Her eyes go wide, steps toward me, desperation creeping into voice. I didn't sleep with him. I swear it never went that far. It was just... Don't lie to me! I snap. Voice cuts through room like ice. I know the truth. I know about the nights you spent with him. The late hours. The drinks after work. I know everything. You're not going to gaslight me into thinking this was something small. You threw away our marriage for him, and you didn't even have guts to admit it. She crumbles completely. Knees buckle under her, sinks onto couch, sobbing into her hands. I'm sorry, Michael, she cries. Words come out muffled. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, but I'm not moved. Don't feel sorry for her. Not anymore. I've been broken, torn apart by her lies. Now she wants sympathy, wants to cry and beg forgiveness. Stand there watching her fall apart. Feel nothing but cold, hollow detachment. No more words to be said. Nothing that can be explained. No apology that would make difference. We're done, I say quietly. Finality of words hits harder than expected. Her head snaps up, face drenched in tears. What? No, Michael, please don't say that. We can fix this. We can... Fix what? I ask. Keep voice steady. There's nothing left to fix. You broke it. You broke us. There's no coming back from that. She shakes head frantically, scrambles to her feet, tries to close distance between us. We can go to counseling. We can get help. I'll do whatever it takes, Michael. I swear I'll never see him again. I'll block him. Quit my job. Whatever you need. Just please don't walk away from this. Don't walk away from us. Her words hang in air, desperate, frantic. But no, she's only saying it because she's scared to face consequences, scared to lose what we had. But what we had is already gone. No amount of promises or therapy. We'll bring it back. I'm not walking away, I say. Keep voice low but firm. You already did. She freezes in place. Eyes go wide, like she finally understands. Turn and head for stairs. Leave her standing there, broken and sobbing in living room. The woman I once loved. One I thought I'd spend life with. Now nothing more than stranger. A liar. Reach top of stairs. Hear her collapse onto couch again. Her cries echo through house. Don't turn back. Don't need to. Silence between us already said everything. Next few days pass in blur. Barely sleep. Barely eat. Wander through house like ghost. Each room haunted by memories. That now feel tainted. Hollow. Emma tries to talk few more times. Tries to bring up counseling again. Shut her down every time. Nothing to discuss. We're over. Can't stand sight of her anymore. She finally stops trying. Silence between us becomes heavy. Suffocating thing? She leaves for work in morning. Comes back late. Moving around house like shadow. Living in same space, but feels like we're worlds apart. Honestly fine with that. Don't want to be near her. Don't want to hear another excuse. Another desperate attempt. To fix what's irreparably broken. One evening about week after everything. Come home from long walk. Find her sitting at kitchen table. Staring at her phone. Can tell by way her fingers shake. She's nervous. Soon as she sees me, she stands up, voice trembling. Michael, we need to talk. Pause in doorway, already exhausted by idea of another confrontation. What now? I ask. Don't bother hiding weariness in voice. She takes deep breath, like she's bracing for something. I talked to a lawyer today about the divorce. Hearing her say it out loud hits me in a way I hadn't expected. Knew we were done. Made my peace with it, or at least thought I had. But hearing word divorce still cuts deeper than want to admit. Divorce means finality, means end of everything we built, everything we once were. even though no, there's no saving us. Doesn't make reality easier to swallow. Cross arms, lean against doorframe, try to keep voice steady. Good. So what happens next? Emma fidgets with phone in hands. Won't look up at me. The lawyer said we can do it amicably. We'll split everything. No fighting. No drama. I don't want to drag this out, Michael. I just want it to be over. There it is. The end. Gone from fighting for each other to fighting to get away as cleanly as possible. Should feel relief. Finally a path forward. A way out. But instead, feel overwhelming sense of loss. Not just about her anymore. It's about future we planned. Dreams we shared. Life we were supposed to have together. Now crumbling to dust. Just nod. Don't trust myself to speak. Can't find right words. Can't figure out how to make sense of storm of emotions swirling inside. So instead, just turn away. Head upstairs. That night lie in bed, staring at ceiling. Wonder how it all went so wrong. Replay every fight, every misstep, every moment where we drifted apart without even realizing it. Could I have done something different? Could I have fought harder for us before it was too late? These thoughts haunt me, but deep down know the answer. No. I hadn't failed us. She had. She chose to walk away. To lie. To betray me. No amount of what-ifs can change that. Next day, she doesn't come home after work. Don't ask where she is. Don't care anymore. Silence in house almost comforting now, like it's only thing I can rely on. Then late that night, phone buzzes with message. It's Emma. I'm staying at my sister's tonight. I think it's better if I don't come back. Until we figure out what we're doing with house, I'm sorry, Michael. For everything, stare at screen. Feel strange mix of relief and anger. Relief that she's finally out of house, that I don't have to see her anymore. Anger that even now, after everything, she still thinks an apology can somehow fix this. Don't reply. Nothing left to say? Next few days are eerily quiet. Stay in house. Try to process what my life has become. Keep thinking back to version of us that existed before all this. The couple that laughed together, that shared inside jokes, that made promises about growing old together. That version of us is dead now, replaced by two people who barely recognize each other. One afternoon go into closet just to grab jacket. See Emma's clothes still hanging there. Dresses, sweaters, jackets, all things she used to wear. When we were happy, stand there for a moment, staring at them. Feel surge of resentment bubble up. Closet feels like museum of life that doesn't exist anymore. Filled with relics of someone I don't even know. Without thinking, start yanking clothes off hangers, one by one. Throw them onto floor. Don't stop until every single piece of her clothing is in heap in middle of room. Small victory, sure, but feels good. Like clearing out last remnants of her from my life. When done, collapse onto bed, breathing heavily, hands shaking. Want to move on. Want to wipe her out of my mind completely. But it's not that easy. Memories keep flooding back. Uninvited. First time we met. Our wedding day. Night we bought this house. Like my brain is punishing me. Forcing me to relive every moment we'd shared. Even though it hurts like hell. Lie there for hours. Staring at ceiling. Wonder if I'll ever feel whole again. Wonder if I'll ever trust anyone. The way I trusted her. Before everything fell apart. Divorce papers arrive few days later. Just like that, end of us. Reduced to few sheets of paper. Sterile and emotionless. Skim through legal jargon. Barely register words. Split assets. No spousal support. Clean break. Simple as it could be. But weight of it still hits hard. With heavy heart, sign my name at bottom. One last signature. To mark death of our marriage. When it's done. Sit there staring at papers. Feel strange sense of finality. Wash over me. It's over. Really truly over. For first time in long time. Not sure if that's good thing. Or bad thing. Day I hand-signed papers to lawyer. Feels like walking through dream. No. A nightmare. One where you can't wake up. Where everything looks normal, but feels impossibly wrong. No big fight. No dramatic exit. Just cold signatures. And legal jargon. That stripped our entire history. Down to lines on page. It's done. Just like that, Emma and I officially over. Expect to feel something. Maybe relief. Maybe wave of sadness. But instead, there's just emptiness. Like I've been hollowed out from inside. House feels like tomb. Sit in living room that night, staring at same spot where Emma sat sobbing. When I first confronted her, that woman so full of lies, so eager to twist everything into knots. Is gone! Her stuff out of house now. Her presence erased. But still doesn't feel like enough. I'm free. Technically free of her lies. Free of betrayal. But what do I have left? Life I had planned. Future we built together. It's gone. In its place, just this silence. This overwhelming sense of loss, yet part of me clings to emptiness, because it feels safer than anger, safer than letting pain swallow me whole. Weeks go by. Try to return to some version of normal. Go back to work. Hang out with friends. Don't tell them much about what happened. They know Emma and I split, but can't bring myself to explain real reason. It's not embarrassment. It's something deeper. This feeling that if I say it out loud, would just make it worse somehow, so keep it bottled up. Pretend like I'm okay, like divorce is just bumpin' road. One night sitting at bar with buddy Tom, trying to focus on his rambling. Sports. Work? Some girl he's seeing, not really listening. Then out of nowhere he asks, "So have you heard from Emma?" Feels like punched a gut. Haven't said her name in weeks. Haven't thought about her in days. But hearing it spoken aloud makes everything come rushing back. "No," I mutter. Take long drink from beer. "I haven't, and I don't plan to." Tom looks at me, face serious for once. "You know, man. You're handling this better than I thought you would." Let out laugh. Feels hollow as empty bottle. "Yeah. Doesn't feel that way." He leans back, shakes his head. "Dude, if it were me, I'd be a mess. Hell, I probably would have burned her stuff. Or keyed her car? I mean, the way she screwed you over. I don't know how you're keeping it together. Don't say anything for a moment. What could I say? Truth is, I'm not keeping it together. Not really. Just surviving. Numbing myself. Going through motions. Pretending like I'm not bleeding out inside. I guess I don't have much of a choice," I finally say. Voice quiet as whisper. Tom shrugs. Takes sip of his beer. "You know what they say? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?" Smile back at him. Doesn't reach my eyes. "Yeah, sure. But inside thinking something different. Does it really make you stronger? Because this doesn't feel like strength. Feels like limping through aftermath of war I never wanted to fight." After Tom leaves, sit at bar alone for a while, staring into my drink. Mind keeps wandering back to Emma. To last time I saw her, standing there, begging me not to walk away, crying like she still cared. But no better now. Tears were just another performance. Way to cling to last scraps of control. She had over me. She wasn't sorry for what she did. She was sorry she got caught. Sorry her lies unraveled. Left her exposed. And I'd seen right through it. That should have felt like victory. But it doesn't. Victory isn't what I thought it would be. It isn't sweet or satisfying. It's empty. Like winning game, where prize is realizing how much you've lost. I'd lost Emma, sure. But more than that, I'd lost version of myself. That trusted so completely. Not sure if I'll ever get that part back. Few days later, get message from her. Just simple text. Probably sent from her new place. "Hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry things ended this way. Take care." Stare at it for long time. Chest tightening with something. Can't quite name. Could have responded. Could have sent cold cutting message. Something to let her know just how deep damage went. Or could have ignored her. Let silence between us stretch forever. Don't do either. Instead, just delete message. No point saying anything. Nothing I could say would fix what's broken. Nothing she could say would change fact she tore us apart. Her words meaningless now. As days pass, start to feel a little lighter. The anger, the resentment, constant replaying of every fight, every lie. It all begins to fade. Little by little. Not over it. Don't know if ever will be, but learning to live with scars? Learning to accept that some wounds take longer to heal. Maybe that's okay. Maybe real strength isn't in forgetting or moving on completely. Maybe it's in learning to live with pain, to carry it with me, without letting it weigh me down. In the end, what Emma and I had is gone. But I'm not gone, I'm still here, still standing, and for now that's enough.